Good evening, everyone. We are going to start in 2 minutes, okay? And today we will see that how we are going to integrate our front end part with the back end, which we have already covered in the yesterday session. Okay, so just 2 minutes and then we will start. Okay, so let me just share my screen and let's start. Wait. So in our yesterday session, we have covered up to this that we have created the server folder, set the models over there with test.js, then the routes over there in notes.js where we have written all the code regarding our get method, post method, how to update a particular node and to delete that using the built-in functions. Now today, we don't have to we are not going to use this server you can say part because this is the backend. Now we will write the code for front end and then we'll integrate these things. Okay, so let me just do one thing. For front end we are going to use React so that we can create a separate folder with that for front end. So let's do this. First of all, we have to use the commands npm create. I hope that it is clear to all of you because we have covered it in deep. White at the rate latest. Okay. And after that, with a space, just provide them the name of the folder so that it can't ask. Okay. So what I have done, I am creating a front end folder with the name client. So let's do this. And make sure that you must be outside the server folder. Okay. You must be inside this MERN stack integration. It will ask yes. Okay, I will select React over here and the framework or variant as JavaScript. Use roll down white. No, I don't want to experiment. Install with npm and start now. Yes. Okay, so it is installing a client folder over here. Let me just tell you. Okay, here you can see white is installed successfully. Still, it is taking time to load other files also. Okay, so when we will move to the source folder, everything will be similar that you have already seen. Okay, like app.jsx is there where we are going to write our main code. So let's check that is the white page is opening or what is opening over here. Okay, so you can see similar setup we have done. Just the difference is we have created it inside another folder which also have the backend folder inside that. Okay, so now we will try to write the code for our front end. So let's start with that. So first of all, the motive of today's session is to integrate front end with the back end. Okay. And for these things, what we actually do, we have to install dependencies. Uh, Give me a second, like npm install if I do. Okay, I think, yeah. Now I have to install Axios. What is Axios? Through which we can connect or integrate our front end to the backend part. So for that to use in our program, we are going to install it first. So just do that like npm install Axios at your end, and you can see that it has done it. Okay. Now we are going to write some code. Just a second. Okay, now you can see in our source folder, there are multiple files like app.jsx is there, app.csx, index.css, and many more. But we are going to create a new file over here, which will have the code of my API, like how I am fetching that using Axios. So for that, let's set up here in this source. Wait, cancel. Yeah, in this source folder, I am going to create a file having name api.js. Just note down that what I am doing and do the same. In the source folder, I am creating a file having name api.js. And in this, I am going to write the code that how we are using Axios and how basically we are providing the URL and storing the URL over here. So let's do that. First of all, import Axios from Axios. Okay, what we have done? We just has imported Axios from our Axios library. Okay. And then const API. In this API, I'm going to actually store Axios dot create, and then we will provide the base URL. Base URL means where the backend is actually running. We have to provide that over here. So base URL is here. Yeah. We have to provide that in the front end part. Basically what we are doing, where we are providing them that where our front end is executing. So it is on http colon double slash, and after that localhost, then the name, then the port number particular, which was 9899, and particular routes was there like slash API slash nodes. Yes, this was that we were doing. After this, just close it and you are good to go. Here we have to also export it, like export default and then API. Now, some of you may ask that why here we are using this import Axios from Axios, because here by default the white is using your ES module. Okay, so in ES module we import like this. In common JS module we import like using const require and require function over there. Okay, so this is why we are basically using it here. From packet.json, I can also let you know about this. Like there will be script white build type as module must be there. Yes, from here you can see type is module. Means if the type is module, not common JS, then we have to use import syntax over there, like other common JS method. So basically this is what we have to done over here. I think that it is clear. Just let me copy this code and paste it at your end. Okay, so this is it. Uh, Wait. Okay. So Shraddha and Harsh try to implement it at your end. Okay. After this, what we are going to do, we will go to our app.jsx. Now in app.jsx, we have to first import this particular thing. Like what we will do, I can change the whole, you can say code over here. So let's do that. Okay, so I am just clearing this and then we will write from scratch. Like in app.js, I have removed all the code from there and then we will start. So first of all, we have to import. What we have to import? We have to import our hooks. What are the hooks? Use state hook was there and use effect hook was there. Okay. So we have imported both from React library over here. After this, I want to import that API which we have just created from. Now I have to provide them the path. From in the same directory, there is a file name having name API. So just do that. Okay. Wait, very. Is my voice clear, guys? Harsh and Shraddha, just response. Okay, okay. Then why other guys have just left the chat? Let me just check. Okay, I can't see that why students are not able to join again. Let me just check with them, okay? Because yes, I will explain hers. Just a second. You have to install this npm install Axios because through this we are going to integrate our backend with the front end part. So that's why you have to install it. Now, what I was saying that let me just put a message in your group so that others can also join. Okay, so Harsh, I was saying that first of all, you have to install it like this, npm install Axios. Okay, why we have installed it? So that I can create a connection between my front end and back end. So for that, here you can see I have imported that particular library from here and created a API. You can say programming interface, which we will use to connect our application. Through this create method, we are creating it and providing them the base URL as HTTP. I guess it is this. Okay, so this we have to provide like HTTP localhost colon 9899 and after that the particular endpoint. Then exported that so that we can import in our app.jsx. So here you can see we have imported them also from there. Now we will write the main code over here. First of all, creating a function app. Okay, and it will have all the necessary code for us, which is like first of all defining the state, use state. Okay. Okay. So these are two parameters. This one holds the current state and this is the function through which you can change the value of nodes. I hope that it is clear. Then let's initiate it. Use state was there. Okay. And in this use state hook, first of all, I want it to be empty. Okay. So for empty, I'm just providing them the array, empty array over here so that it can assign nodes to the empty array. Now another thing, const fetch again form and set form through which we can change the value of title and content. So I am using it like this, use state, and then inside it providing them the title, something like this, and after that the content. Okay, and content you can provide it like this. Done it. Now main thing is basically that how to fetch nodes, means how you can basically show the nodes to the user at the web browser from the backend. So for that, we are going to use this API. So let's do that. Const fetch nodes. Okay, this is the function which we are creating. This will be a asynchronous function. And in this, we are going to use our API key to get call our get method. So const response is equal to, here I will just call it await API. Okay. And API dot get method. Why get method? Because I want to fetch all the nodes over there. So yes, we have done that, and it will fetch all the node at this particular slash route. Clear? After this, set nodes dot set nodes response dot data. So that set node can change like this. Set node was the second parameter over there, which can change the value of nodes. So through that, we are just getting all the data over there. Okay, clear? What you have done? We have done that I will get all the nodes over there, which was there inserted from user using post requested. That is clear. Then we will move further. And here I will use a use effect to that how to just fetch the data of nodes and when to render it again. So for that, I am going to use effect. In this use effect hook, basically, we are going to write something like this, like calling the fetch nodes function, which we have defined over there. Okay, so that we can get all the value. But what is the change? That I want it to be render only when for a particular condition, means this empty dependency array means only for once I want it to be rendered. Then let's add some node, like how we can add the node. Okay, so for adding node, we have to use a particular post request. So const add nodes, or node you can say, is equal to async and the target element as E, which we were used to prevent the functions over there. Okay, here I can use E dot events, means E is basically showing us event to prevent some default loading of the page. So for that, we are using it prevent default. It helps you it prevent to reload the page again. Okay, whenever there will be a new entry, the page will not reload, so it prevent that. Prevent default is there. After that, await API dot post, and here we can do one thing, that for my slash route, just let me see that what are stored in my title and content from this form. Okay, for that I have written this bit of code. If that will be done, then through set form, I can set the values over there. Like then I will use this set form attribute, which is there. I will use. Okay, so just make it camel case syntax everywhere. So this set form is now here, and here we can add the title accordingly, like title, whatever you want. And after that, what you have to provide the content, and also content you can provide as per your node request, and then call the fetch nodes function. Simple. Just everything you were doing in the backend, you have to keep that in mind and just check these things. Wait. Okay. So this is we have done. Now let's see. Wait. After this, we can also write the code for delete a node, delete a particular node, and then basically we will going to create a button where we can add some value, and it has the heading like add some node, something like that we can also create, so that it will be clear to us that okay, what we are doing. Const delete node, node, it's node. Okay, and here I will just call asynchronously the ID over there through which I can delete a particular node. Okay, and then we'll call our API. Wait, API here I am using to connect with my backend, and then the backticks over here. Use backticks, okay? API dot delete, and inside this backtick you have to evaluate your ID. Like this, you can evaluate that. After that, just call the fetch node function so that it can also one more time show us that how many nodes are remaining over there and what you have deleted. So for that, we are writing this. Now we have also deleted the node. Now to update a node, we have to also write some code using put method. So update code, whatever the code is there, you have to also fetch some data for it. So const update node is equal to async, and this must be an ID as a parameter over there. Why we are using ID? Because it is unique for each and every node over there. Const new title, like with updating something, what we can do, we can add a new title to it, where the prompt must be like enter new title. You will see something like this. Enter new title as a prompt whenever you want to use this update command over there in front end. If the new title will be added, then you can do something. Otherwise, what you will have to do, you have to return empty, nothing means nothing. And if the process is done, then what you can do, you can fetch the data accordingly. API dot put over here inside it. Okay, wait. API dot put method to update these things, and then it will use your inside backticks, provide them the ID, dollar ID, so that it can be evaluated. ID must be in curly parenthesis. Okay, done. This is also done. After that, what we can do, we can just change the title with the new title. So change the title with the new title over there. Okay, this is also done. Now, if that is updated, so what we have to call? We have to call the fetch nodes function so that it can let us know that, okay, what has changed. You will get it to get all the nodes list over there which are left. For that, we are calling this again and again after each and every operation. What we have done, we have write basically the code to first of all search all the nodes. After that, how to delete, how to add a node. So for adding a node, we have to connect with our post section in using Axios. Okay. And if that is updated, then I have to also show them that, okay, this fetch nodes will show you that what thing has been updated at your end. Okay. So this is how we can write the code for these things. Okay. Just a second. Now what we can do, we have write all the operation, CRUD operation over there. Now let's create a basic code, okay, which will be rendered at our website. Through that we can work. So I am going to use here return and inside it a div having some style property over there. Inline style I am doing. Okay. Div with a style like in React, if you want to append CSS, you have to use double curly parenthesis over there. So width as suppose 600 pixels for now. Okay, we can change it manually whenever we want. 600 pixel the width. I will create a box over there. Then it will have some headings and like notes app as the heading. Then we will going to use sub input type with the content and title over there so that user can submit a particular note, user can add the title, user can update the title from that particular thing. So let's try to first write the code, then it will be more clear. Okay, so margin is here and margin I want to be auto so that can do this and padding to be 20 pixels. So for px means pixels over here. Done with this, close the div bar over here and inside this div use h2 tag first. Why h2 tag? Because I want to give it a heading like notes app. This is a notes app. Okay, this is done. After, let's create a form which will on submit perform some task. Now we have to write task. If the form is there and we are submitting something, that means we are adding a note inside it. So just call add note functionality over there and provide some style. Like style you can add margin bottom and set it to suppose 20 pixels. I hope that it is enough. Yeah. So this is we have done. We have created a form segment over there. Now this form have some types over there, like first of all, input type. Input type is equal to text. Means I want the input type of that field to be text format. And then the placeholder means where I am going to write, it will show me some text, whatever I am going to write inside this placeholder. And I want placeholder to be titled. Like all of you are familiar with to-do application. Okay, what will happen when you see that particular app? There are two sections like add the title and then set a reminder or set the content inside it. Okay, so that something like that we are going to create, but it is in ugly structure. Just for the concept, we are creating this. So what I have done, I have added a placeholder as title over there. And after this, I have to also set it its value. So how I can set the value? Form dot title means whatever the title is coming, you have to just append them. And on change, a trigger function over there, what it will do, it will just use is event handler and call the set form over there, which we have already defined in our useState function. And the set form basically will do what? That it will keep the existing things copy from the form section. So for that, we are going to use spread operator. Spread operator is like three dots. and other things must be formed with the changed value of title. So title will equivalent to e dot target dot value, means whatever you have write inside the code, it will be seen over here. Okay, form is there, title is there, and let's close it. This I have to use inside curly braces, otherwise it will give me an error over here. Let's do that. Okay, now it is good. Oh, wait. After this, this is a required field. Means this is required, and close the input tag with this. In the next line, you can close the input tag like this. This is the input tag over here. What we were doing, we were basically making that box type as text. Okay. And it will show me inside the box when user has not written anything over it, the name as title. Okay. So that you can submit the title, and on change, it will trigger the movement and copy all the things over there from form using spread operator. And whatever you have write in the title section over there, that will be submitted if you are going to create that. Hope it is clear. Then again, we have to create some input text for content. So I'm not going to write it again and again. I will just copy paste from here. Input tag is there, type is text. Now I want it for content. So instead of placeholder, I just change it like content. Okay. And from not title, it will fetch the value from here. Oh, wait, content. Okay. Now what we can do on change, it will trigger some event, and from here the value will be copied, and the content must become like this. Content is whatever you are providing in the target value over there. Just do this. After doing this, see now what is happening. There is a H1 tag which is notes app. Okay. Then there are two type of input field. Okay. Like suppose one for taking title and other for taking, you can say, content. Now I will create a button to submit it. So let's also create the button over here. Button type is equal to submit, so that we can submit the data whatever we want accordingly. And I will give it a name that as add, means if you want to add something new to this code, existing code, you can add, or the database over there, you can add that. And in response, when I will just check the dashboard part over there, what should I get? I should get an ordered list with all the keys over there, which we have write. Okay. So let's also write that code, and then we are almost complete with it. So in this unordered list, I will track my nodes with a map method. Okay. And this is my node. Let me just write this bit of code, then I will explain. Okay. Wait a minute. And inside this unordered list, I will put some list over there, and the key for it, node.id. Inside this key, underscore id. style equals to margin bottom 10 pixel. Margin bottom to be 10 pixels over here. Just go to this enter part, make it bold. Node dot title, which will store my node dot title. That what is the title for my node? Okay, and just close this with it colon node content. Just a minute, guys. It is a quite. I want it like this that there will be node title and the submit button. And after that, I can see the list over there. Okay, just a second. Okay, so here what I have done that created a nodes over here which will map one by one using this node attribute over here, and then I will list them in a unordered list. Okay, so for that I have created first list over here which has my key as node ID, style like this, and margin as 10 pixel, and then I can close this over here. Okay, so list was open here. I will close it here. Okay. Then a B tag with note dot title and note dot content over here. So note dot content over here, which will be ended like this. And I can just copy it and be most space for this. Then we are going to click the button over here. On clicking that button, what will happen? We have to write that inside it. On clicking the button, it will trigger some functions. Let's create an arrow function over here. Wait, yes. On clicking the button, just update the node. Means update node function will be called with that particular node ID. Node dot ID over here. Closed it, closed it, close the tag. Button is created and we can symbolize it with plus. Okay. And one button will be created to delete those things. So for that, just copying the same thing over here. Just a second, pasting it. Wait, what happened? Yes, let me just copy it. Okay, and let me just paste it over here. Now this will just delete a particular node. This button will going to delete delete node. Yeah, delete node using that node ID over there. And for this, we can use minus symbol, or inside that we can use to delete. Okay, like this we can do it. And for here, plus means update. Okay, this I have to done created two buttons over there, which will call my add a delete button and add button. Now the list is complete. So let's close the list. Okay, listed completed. Then we will just close all the things over there, which will be read over here. Yes, now it is correct. Okay, unordered list is also closed and div is cleared. Now just export this app at the end. For exporting it, we will use export default app. Okay. The two trees are small basically. So that's why. Now let me just elaborate one more time that what we have write inside this file. Then we will try to see is it working fine or not. Okay. So first of all, see, we have used our use state hook and use effect hook over here. In use state hook, in this node, we are importing, initializing with the empty set over here. And through this set node, we can change the empty set. Similar thing for form here. We are going to enter the title and content empty over there. And through set form, we can change the value of title and content. Okay. Then to fetch all the nodes, we have to hit the slash endpoint. And this API we are using because the code for this we have already written over here, which is using my Axios function over there. Okay. So through this, the backend is connected with our front end and we can see the output accordingly. Now, after that, we have used this add node function over here, which will add some nodes at this particular slash, you can say endpoint when a user want to add a node for that. Okay. And now here in this return section, we just have write the code so that we can get the buttons over there. We can get the heading as node app. Okay. And we can get two input fields. First of all, to enter our title and second one to enter our content. And when the user will submit this button, those value will call and those button will basically going to update your notes and delete your notes as per the user requirements. So we can try to execute it also. But before that, there is one thing also we have to append over here. Just a second. Okay. So I hope that app.jsx code, let me share it with you. Or once we will run it, then I will share it. Suppose if there will be any error, then that we will resolve first and then I will share all the codes with you. API portion we have already done. Okay, no problem in API. Let me just open the terminal. New terminal. Terminal is there, new terminal is there. And let me delete this one. Okay, delete all of them. And now I will open two terminals. First one to run my backend and second one to run my front end. Okay, so let's do that. Here I am running. I will just move to my CD space server folder. Why server folder? Because there is my backend. And to run backend, we will use nodemon space server.js. Server.js. So you can see, okay, I have to it is started, but also from Mongo SH, I can continue with that. Like Mongo SH, let's start the server over here also. Okay, done. Yes. So you can see server started at 9899 and then MongoDB connected successfully. After this, we have to run the front end. So for running the front end, first we have to move inside our front end folder, which is this client folder. This client folder is basically we have created for front end. CD space and then the name of folder for your front end. See, okay, spelling was wrong. Wait. Now you are inside client folder. To run your client side, you have to use npm run dev. All of you are familiar that how we were running. Okay, it is running. Let's check. Oh, wait. I have to go to my this. Okay, it is not rendered over here. Just a second. 5173. Nothing is rendered over there. Yeah, right. So let me just check. Export default in app.jsx. I am using all these things and just exporting them. Okay. And also what we were doing, like we were using a React library through this and import API from API through that. Okay, so I have to change also one, two things in my backend. Like here, everything is correct. Just I have to also add the course portion over there. Like let me just go to my server.js first. Here in server.js, if I will refresh it just a second. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to my server.js here. After that, we were using CORS here. Okay, CORS is used for cross origin resource sharing, means when your backend is front end is making some request to the backend, then that request must be secure. So maintain that security, uh, that the request is coming from different port, so that your system may know that okay, from wherever the request is coming, it is safe. So that in that case, we are going to use course. Now we have to implement a bit of portion over there in course method. So let's do that also. So app.use over here. After this course, I have to apply. Okay. And in course, basically, I will write the origin. Okay. Like where my backend is basically hosted. So the backend is running on, front end is basically running on HTTP colon local host, and I guess 5173 is the port number. So by default for it, React. Okay. So we have provided it. After that, we have to mention the methods. These are the proper syntax for course if you have to use in your project. Like it will have the method list over there which you are going to use. Like first of all, we are using get method. After that, post method we are using. So apply post over here. After that, we are using update method like put and delete. So also write here put and other one is delete. Just add them in server.js. Okay. And credential to these are true. So just also append that credentials value to be true. Okay. Run. Yes. This part we have to add over here. Okay, it is saying that app is crashed. So just here, this true must be like this. Okay, now it is working. So we are inside our client folder, client. And when I have executed it, it is showing me some error. So now let's move to the client. Why it is not rendering? Let me check that. In source folder, app.jsx, I am just exporting that particular code for my application, which is app. Okay, these things are correct over here. And it will be rendered in my index.html as the root element. Okay, so this thing I guess is correct. And it is taking source from there. So let me just check with it in app.jsx that what is the error, that why it is not doing it. So just a second. Let me also restart the server. Let me clear it. So our backend is basically running on port 9899, right? Let me also check that in our .env file. Yes, it is 9899. This is our everything. Okay. So let me clear it also, and then we can check. Nodemon server.js. Okay, server started successfully. Now we are inside client. So in client, what we have to do, we have to use npm run dev. This we have to use. So let's see. Okay, it is saying that server has started at this particular endpoint, but I am not able to get the data here. Why it is happening? Yes, just a minute. Like open the inspect tools, control shift type in the browser itself. Sorry, your voice is coming very low, Vivek. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me just come to here. Yeah. Sir, I'm saying that open that inspect tools in the Chrome with okay. Control Shift I. Wait. Let me open the inspect part. Wait. My right click is not working. Just a second. Yeah. So in console.jsx is not uncaught reference. Note is not defined at app. Okay. So what type of note is not there? Let me just check that. Like what note we have not defined. Notes is there somewhere. I am using note instead of yes, sir. Notes. So let me just check. Notes are there. Just see that if you see note over there, like here, when I'm rendering it to the page, yes, sir, I guess here. So wait a minute, just a second. This was my notes.map method. Oh, I guess it has no issue because here we are using it inside map. So through that we can get their name note over here, which is mapping it. So I don't think that it is wrong, but let's check notes and again here this notes here and notes here. Okay, we are getting. Wait, let me start it again. Oh, I guess. Yes, just a second. You can name it. What? No, I'm saying that under the like you have used the notes dot map. So under the map, so you can use any name like yes, yes. That's what I was saying. That this is not yes, the sir. Problem because under map we can use anything, and it will basically uh, denoting the index, like which index you want to target. Okay, so yes. There I don't think that this was the issue with this. So where instead of this I am using sir, note. Let me. Yes, just control right all the things and let us see once again that inspect window. Okay, wait. Let me just change that what we have done. Okay. Yes, so sir. Here it is. Now let me go to this inspect over here. Okay, and this was coming like this. Not defined. Okay. 6115. Consider adding an error boundary. Note is not defined. Which note is it talking about? React reference. Consider adding an error boundary. No. Here, assignment to constant variable. Wait, let me just restart it and then we will inspect. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now let's see. No, still not rendering it. Wait, why it is not rendering? Let me inspect from here, console, and it is giving this. Consider adding an error boundary, an error occurred in app component. Oh, wait, it's are there. No, nothing is coming over here. So let me just check it from here, code part only. Okay, just a second. Let me revisit the code which we have written. first of all, I'm creating a app function over there. Okay, this is good. Then inside this cons, we are creating nodes and set nodes to change the value of these. After that, a fetch nodes function, which will fetch all the nodes over there using this sets nodes attribute. Then use effect hook, which will run on an empty on a dependency array. After that, this add node is there, which will handle prevent default or page reload problem over here. Then using API, we are posting it, fetch node, const delete node. And after this,
Uh,
away. Yes.
Sir, like we have used that use state. So
Yes. I have
where we have
imported that
used this set nodes.
set nodes. Yes.
Acha, okay, in the
Set
here
nodes we have
only.
used to change the value
Hmm.
of nodes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Like that was empty.
So, sir, can you try logging all the details like in the fetch nodes only?
Yes. Okay.
After
Okay.
getting the response, log the response.
Wait, let me just use that console.log and then the response.data over there. Okay, let's see that is the data coming or not. Okay, so here it start. No, it is not actually. Data is, I think, not coming from here. Actually, I'm giving the code, pasting the code in the chat box. Okay, so just make sure that try it at your end and let me know inside this everything is correct over here. No problem in this. No dot ID for ID. We can use this underscore over here. Let me just use it. Title is like this and node ID is this. If now we can refresh, no, still not getting it. Okay, so I am just sharing the code with you guys. Okay, so just see that is it working at your end or not. If the similar problem is happening at your end, then we will try to resolve it. Okay, wait, just do it. This is the API.js code which I am sending now. Okay, and in my server.js, we have changed this. Where is our server.js? Here it is. And server.js updated code is this. Just check it. And also let me see that is the URL correct over there, which I am using in Axios. Type HTTP localhost 9899 API nodes. I guess this is correct. This is how it looks. HTTP localhost 9899 API nodes. 9899 was basically our put for it. Just check it at your end, okay, and let me know that is it executing at your end or not. Otherwise, we will see that what is the problem over here. Just first try to execute this code.
Sir, wait on this screen only.
What?
Sir, wait on that code screen only.
No, sorry, I'm not
Like,
able to.
uh,
Yeah.
switch your window to that VS Code
Okay, I open my VS Code.
under the map section. Okay.
Yes.
Notes dot map. Note. Uh, Sir, there in the note dot map, and after that parenthesis where note is written, you have to use arrow bracket instead of normal equals to,
Oh, yeah.
because this will
Here.
return the data. Na?
Okay, okay, okay. Good.
It's correct.
Okay. Good, Vivek. Let's see now. I hope that it will work now because
Mm.
yes, now it
Yes,
is
sir.
working. Okay, okay. So basically, we were not using that arrow function over here. So that's why it is not rendering it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, good. Now let's see what we are doing. First of all, we have created this like an ugly type of web page where I can add the title, suppose gym, and the content. Let's go to gym. If I add this, so you can see over here, it is added. Okay. You can update this like from here, not today, something like this, and it will be updated. Oh, wait. Yeah, the title is updated. Okay. If I want to delete it, I can delete it. From where all of these things are happening, it is happening with the integration of both our front end and back end. Okay. Because to front end, only you can add some value over here. Okay. But as we have defined all the code for our post request, put request, get method, and you can say delete method. So that's why we are able to do this. Like two nodes were already there, which we have pushed in our code from backend in yesterday session. Okay. So that's also here. We can also delete them. Like from here, we are deleting it. Now suppose cricket India versus Pakistan, suppose. Okay. And if I add this, then it will be added. If I want to delete it, it will be deleted. So basically, the main motive of these two sessions are that how you are going to integrate your front end with your back end. For integrating this, what we are using Axios. Okay. Axios. Inside this, we will provide the base URL. In front end, we are going to use our Axios library, and inside our Axios, we will provide the link of backend, like where the backend is basically executing. So the proper base URL, we have shared it over here. And then one more thing we have done, like suppose, just a second, let me go to my server.js. Okay. If from server.js, I will remove this bit of portion, and then I will do something like suppose title go and ABCD something. If I add this, are you able to see now it is not working? Okay, because you are using Axios, then then you have to also use cores over there, because Axios is integrating both the front end and back end, but both are running on different port numbers. So for safety precautions, you have to tell your system, okay, whatever the requests are coming from this particular route, okay, you have to do that. Okay. So you can see now after adding that particular bit of code, we are able to see our things over here. So this is what we have to done in this week 5. Okay. Like integrating our front end with the back end. Now you are able to create the codes where you have to use MongoDB, where you have to use Express, both of them, where you have to integrate back end with the front end. Like this, you can do that. Okay. So just give me 2 minutes and let me know that have you all executing it. And if you want any file code, then let me know. I will share it with you. So just in chat box, reply everyone. I want reply from everyone. Okay. And up to that, let me just open the week 5 project list. Okay, so guys, I have shared the project list in your respective groups, so you can check that there also. But this is basically the week 5 project. Like the task manager app is there, notes keeper app is there, expense tracker. So try to build a unique app. Like don't choose all the project from these three upper three. Personal portfolio builder, you can do that. Quiz system you can create, and other projects are also there, like up to 50 projects are there which you can create. Okay, and you have to submit it up to Monday, so just use this in between 2 days time to complete the project. Okay, so is it clear to you? Now let me just know that who those students who are not able to execute the code and are facing any problem in that, then you can ask, or if it is clear, then also reply in the chat box with yes or no, that is it clear or not. Okay, good, Harsh. What about others? Just one more week, guys, and in the upcoming week, we will see the deployment. Like, see, deployment basics, I can tell you, you have to deploy it at your end at last. Okay, so we will just see that how many platform are there, that which platform is suitable for front end and which platform is suitable for your back end hosting part. Okay, I will let you know that what how you can deploy. Okay, okay, then good, Vivek. Okay, okay, great, Isha, Shraddha.
Sir,
Yes, Vivek.
sir, you were talking about a group project, I think,
Yes,
back.
yes.
Yeah. So when that will be?
Okay, so the group project is the major project, which will be the your sixth week project. Okay, so
Okay,
after
okay.
you will provide the presentation for fifth week, then and like Monday I will take the presentation. Up
Hmm.
to Tuesday or Thursday, I will create a group at your end and assign you the project. Okay, and the
Okay.
completion date for that particular project must be from 7 to 10 days. In between, I can
Okay, okay.
uh, in between I will take the session where I will review the progress that which group has uh, created up to which part. Okay, so these things I will let you know
Okay.
after Monday.
Okay. Sir, how many members will be there in a particular group?
Actually, there are 5 members in a particular group, but
Okay, okay,
as
okay.
I can see, like what?
Nothing, sir. I'm not saying anything.
Okay, okay. So I am saying that like 5 member is there in a particular group. So if other members will join, like suppose if there are 8 members only in this group, then I will create
Mhm.
four people group. Okay. Otherwise, 4 to 5 people must be there in a particular group.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. And when you will complete it, I will take the presentation. You have to also create a report at your end. A report, I will give you a demo report. I will let you see that so that you can get an idea that what should be there in that particular report. Okay. So don't worry about that. I will give all the idea regarding that. Just make sure
Okay.
that you guys will complete the project up to Monday for week 5, because I can't give you the
Mhm.
deadline. And also remember one thing, that you are at the end of your internship program. So because of just one project, don't let your certificate to delay or something like that, which will not able to give you the certificate. Okay, so please try to complete the project at your end and present it up to Monday. No further extensions, because this batch only few students are serious in this batch. And if I truly say something, then this one, basically, I have taken multiple batches now, but this is the least interested batch I have seen ever in this short journey of mine. But still, I can say that people are not interested over here. I don't know the reason, but still, like few students are here, like you guys have joined continuous session, Harsh, Shraddha, Isha, Vivek, Vishal, and also one guy is also there. So you used to have joined the session continuously, but other students from the starting first week there were 18 to 20 students per session, but after that that drop is like not even 8 students are joining. So this is not great, and if such things happen, then it also demotivates the mentor, and you can also feel that. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
no problem, but that is good that you have keep the consistency with you, and you all are here, you five or four. So great work, guys. Uh, really, I am going to appreciate you, and I assure that if you are going to create the project like this fifth week project and the major project, then you will get the certificate. Okay, so if there is no doubt, then we can just wrap this session. Okay, otherwise you can ask. Any doubt, guys? Thank you, Vivek.